Well, hello there. Welcome to SkyTour LiveStream. You heard of me before. I'm Mark D'Antonio, and you know me from possibly SkyTour Radio. After our show, we just did a 2-hour show on kgraradio.com, and I'm here with Daryl Mason, who was also joining us on the SkyTour Radio show for the last few hours. So Daryl is here, and he's going to help us out and probably give my voice a break from time to time. Don't you think, Daryl?
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah. And we have Marianne. Hi there, Marianne. Yeah, that's the observatory. That's where this is all coming from right now. Okay. That's the observatory out there in the yard. That's the summer Milky Way. Actually, this was a summertime shot. Hi, Pete. Pete Bodds is here. Nice to see you. James Dugan. G'day. G'day, my friend. How's it going down there in Australia? I can do an Oz impression just much in the same way that people from places in Australia can imitate me. Nice to see you guys. I'm just getting a few things worked out here, a few more things worked out. But we're having some fun getting stuff ready to go here. We're all set to go, actually. Daryl and I are going to work on getting you some interesting stuff to see. Speaking of interesting stuff, let's head over to the main view that's going to give us what we want here in just a sec. All right, I'm going to bring us up to our lighting that we had last time. Here we go. Welcome everybody. Hello. So nice to see you here. I'm kind of in the dim light. I apologize, but you know, it's either this or it's this. Okay, this is the red light that we have. We can do that, or we can do the bright and ugly, which is just really kind of bright and ugly. But I choose this is what we call CIC. All right. So anyway, tonight we're gonna poke around. We're gonna look at some things in the sky that we might have seen before. I'm trying to one thing I want to do right away, because Daryl and I talked about this, not tonight but a different night, just so he doesn't think I'm saying bad things. I want to check out, see if we can see this wonderful little planetary nebula up here. And I was hoping we could, but unfortunately it's behind the house already. If I didn't do the show from 8 to 10 tonight, I probably could have shown it. It's over here. It's a beautiful little planetary nebula that I want to show right there.
Which one are you talking about?
The one we saw the other night. The beautiful Eskimo.
Oh, right. Sure.
Yeah.
There you are.
Yeah, but unfortunately, right now my house is right there. I as I said before, I'm going to put a new profile in to show my house. It's actually going to be a photo. And you might wonder why this is on an angle like this. If you watch as I move it around, it's following what the mount of my telescope would be doing. So if it looks to the left, it does this. It goes to the right, it does that. Directly south, it's going to be straight up and down like that. And I think that we should be able to go right away and look. I think the way I have the dome set up now, we should be able to go look at, say, NGC 4546. And just check out whether we can see that. I think I can do that. So let's do that. Let's go head there now. And we should be able to see stars in our view as we come in. So you can see the telescope moving in the lower image down here. Okay, looks like I underestimated. I think we're just a little bit off. Okay, I think we're still, as you can see in this view, we see stars in our view down here, but part of us we're partially looking at the dome. And the quick proof of that is to just do a 10-second shot at 16,000 here, and we should see red. That'll indicate the red light of the dome is showing. And that means that we'll have to go a little bit to the right of where we are right now. Okay, so as we'll see now, we come in Oh, that's not so bad, is it? Not so bad. So
I don't
maybe,
see any reds.
yeah, no, I don't either. I'm thinking maybe I got a little bit lucky here. Yeah, I must have got lucky. A lot of water in the air tonight. A lot of moisture. The galaxy's right up there. So let's go back and drop it down in. Okay, let's bring up our telescope control. Ta-da! And now let's head up there. First thing we're going to do is I'm going to change the speed of the mount. So now when I move up, it won't go wildly crazy. So there we go. There we are. And now we'll do 10 seconds again, and we should be able to see right about here. We should see that galaxy right there. That's my prediction. I'll put my arrow key right there just in case. That's kind of where it might be a little bit lower, but maybe it's also here. Let's see. Oh, not bad.
There it is.
Just about. Yeah. Yeah, that's beautiful. Oh, and you'll notice over here the faintest of satellite trails.
I see it.
Yeah, we caught an interloper right there, guys. We got a little satellite that made its way into our galactic field. We're looking through so much junk, you know. I didn't even focus tonight, by the way. I just left it to see how it'd be. And it's not that bad, actually. I have the focus preset, so I may have to just give it a little critical focus here. So we'll go back to that right now and just bring ourselves up a little to about here. And let's see if this is going to give us what we need. Pretty much. So I'll just have to go up more and bring us over toward the east a little. Okay, there we go. Now jog it west. Okay, now what I'll do is I'm going to focus. These keys down here help me focus. So we're going to take it out of focus and then bring it into focus. Alright, so now it's out of focus. And when it goes out of focus, you'll see that it looks like a little donut. That's the secondary obstruction. There's a mirror in the middle of the opening at the end of the telescope, and we're looking at that right now when it goes out of focus. So now we come down into focus.
Have you ever considered using one of those aperture masks for critical focus?
Yeah, I've got one. They're called Batinoff masks. I've got.
Yeah.
I actually have a couple right here. Actually, you know what? Just as you mentioned that, hold on.
Hello, can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
I hear you.
All right.
You hear me?
Yeah, see, I don't know what happened here. We had a little glitch which occurred.
I saw that.
Yeah. Are you okay? I see music is playing and going out over the stream. And my audio, I mentioned to folks, hang on a minute, I got an issue. I lost sound. And I think I have it back. I don't know what happened just then, but I'm trying to figure out how to share my darn screen again here. And it's supposed to be, oh, this is it, here it is. Okay, share screens, here we go. And then this, that. Okay, and now we have Daryl back with me.
Hi, everybody.
And I believe now that everybody can hear me again. I actually lost my mic. I have no idea why. It's back now. And so I think we should be okay. Does everybody have an issue with me at all? Am I normal levels? I need to
I
hear
don't
from
hear
people.
the music. I hear you just
Yeah, I know. The music is actually, I don't hear it either. So I have to try and get it to work out again. Okay, there we go.
I hear it now.
Yes. Okay, so I think that if I turn myself up a little bit now, I've also turned Daryl up. You should be able to hear us fine now. Let me know what you think now about the music versus this. Okay, so it says music is louder in chat. I don't get that, but it is what it is. But we'll keep trying. Meanwhile,
Testing. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me, folks?
Okay, D. Smith says that's perfect. Great. I ain't gonna touch it then. All right. All because I tried to show you the Badenoff masks. I'll never do that again.
It's all my fault.
It is. It's Daryl's fault, and we're not gonna let you live it down. Yeah, we will. It's okay. Okay.
Nice mask, by the way.
Yeah, the Badenoff masks are very efficient. The trouble was that I tried to use it when my scope wasn't as well collimated, and unfortunately, it didn't work for me. So I had to collimate the scope and then use the Badenoff masks, and then that worked. Okay, cool. So now, but unfortunately, I mean, I could have actually. I'm just focusing, guys. If you notice, the stellar image here is, getting fuzzy and then changing, going back. All right, let's try that. That looks pretty good. All right, and now let's jump out of that. And now let's just do a 10-second photo here just to see what we're seeing at 16,000 sensitivity. All right. Much better. I think this is better. Dagger Spells, how's it going? Nice to see you. Yeah, you guys are used to the volumes being low when Amanda's on here with us as well, and I think it has to do with having both of them on at the same time. I'm gonna figure that out. I will. Okay, we have the Galaxy way too low because I was just looking at this, but this is it's pretty reasonable. So we can test it by going to some clusters, and I love looking at some of these clusters. Are gorgeous, So let's see here. Let's actually bring this up more because we have more to show. I don't know why we didn't show that before. There we go. Okay, so all right, here we are. So we're here, and what I want to do now is take us to another spot, and I think that this put us basically in was this Virgo? Hang on. I think this put us in Virgo, didn't it?
Let me look.
Yeah, it did, because there's Denebola. I had the telescope aligned so we go into Leo. So we're going to jump into here where the telescope would be perfectly set up. let's go check out our wonderful Leo triplet tonight and see what we got here. First of all, I'm gonna bring up this this field right here. That red field is the actual size of our telescope field. All right, so wherever we place objects in here, like here this way, then this galaxy will be there, this galaxy will be there. All right, and if we wanted to put all three into view, we would be able to do that like this. Now I have to also make it I have to adjust for the fact that the telescope, depending on the night, sometimes it catches the GPS satellites properly, sometimes it's doesn't have enough. Tonight I think we're okay, but we're gonna just go here and see if we can get all three in the same view. I may again have to jog it a little bit, which is fine. I do that because we're trying to get the the view to work for us. Okay, here we go. We're pulling in. Okay, we can use our telescope control system here. We'll know when it's done when these north, south, east, and west cardinal points are lit up again. That'll tell us the telescope has stopped moving. Okay. All right. So, all right, there we go. And now what I'm going to do is, knowing we've had an issue with east-west, I'm going to move us east a little bit. And just east. And then I'll jog it a little bit. Now we'll just do a quick 10 seconds to see how that shows up. I can actually go into a 4K mode and see. But let's find out what we got here. Oh yeah, look at that. How beautiful. How beautiful it is. Nice. Now, keep in mind, folks, this is just a 10-second photograph. Just 10 seconds. This is crazy. I mean, a 10-second photograph is just this is incredible that it works like this in just 10 seconds. I'm so pleased that this telescope system works the way it does. So that said, let me go to our view and do a quick thing where I want to just process a little. So here's a quick process that I did. This is sort of like the instantaneous processing that I like to do to kind of show you a little bit more about what we're looking at, give you a better idea. So it's kind of looking like this. So we can zoom in on this a little bit now. And you can actually see this galaxy really shows beautiful spiral structure. Look at that. I believe that's Messier 66, is it not?
Yeah, I think so. 65 on the right, 66 on the left.
Yeah, isn't that beautiful? Look at that modeling. See, if you listen to SkyTour Radio tonight, we talked about how elliptical galaxies have no dust in them whatsoever. No dust, really. And these, on the other hand, the spiral galaxies do. You can see a dark lane over in this galaxy right there. These dark lanes right there. Guys, it's beautiful. Man, this is so pretty tonight. We have a lot of water vapor in the atmosphere too. So I'm concerned that the telescope might get basically sweated out by the water. I had water on the tube when I went out there tonight. Oh yeah, but it's okay because on the main optics I actually have a heated optics so that the telescope won't get dew on the vital parts. Its vital organs are protected. Yeah. But boy, I'll tell you, it's beautiful.
Put some mustard on it, as they said in the movie The Jerk. I'm sorry. Maybe you know what I'm talking about.
He hates these cans.
Yeah.
Navin Johnson. Not that I've seen the movie 14,000 times. Right. Yeah, it's a great movie, The Jerk. I identified with him. So yeah, so this is M66 and M65 right here. And to see them a little bit better, or a little differently, we can just check them out over here. So this is the M66 over here, M65. right there. And then we have another galaxy right up here called the Hamburger Galaxy. And we can get to that as well. And we don't have to do much to get to it, actually. We just have to go upwards to the north a little bit. So why don't we do that? Let's check it out. So now all we're going to do is we're going to go north a bit. And to do that, we're going to bring up our telescope control and head up north just a bit. All right, so now it's in the view for sure. And the other two galaxies are probably just out of the view. I'm going to head a little bit eastward. A little bit. And then jog it back a bit, like that. That jog back takes into account something called backlash, where the drive basically has to catch up with itself. And if I were to take a picture while it was still in the midst of catching up with itself, we would end up with a streaked image. I don't want a streaked image.
Is that working well for you, Mark?
Every photo comes out great.
Super.
Yeah. So I'm going to drop down to 12,800 and go up. I'll go up to 15 seconds. So here we go. We're going to take this. So we're going to go 5 more seconds. So we're going to go down a stop, up a stop. So we're going to see an identical image because these two values, the exposure time and the speed, are 1-to-1 related. Go down on one and up on the other, you get the same photo. Go down 3 times on one and up 3 times on the other, you get the same photo. The lower numbers, though, give you less noise. And so, yeah, I was right. We actually can see just a little bit. Actually, let me go here. All right, you can actually see the other galaxy over here. All right, and that's actually pretty close to seeing the entire field. These are the previous photos we've taken. So there it is. There's the Hamburger Galaxy, and it's looking pretty.
You can see the dark lane.
Yeah, there's the dark lane right there. You can see that dark lane through the center. That's something. That dark lane is amazing. Now, all galaxies seem to have, spiral galaxies anyway, have these dark lanes, especially when you're looking edge on like this. When you're looking at them edge on, you see the dark lanes because that dust is very prominent and blocks a lot of the starlight coming from the galaxy, and it's brighter behind it, so it stands right out. You know. So now if we look back here and we check out that we just checked out the Hamburger Galaxy, let's do something else. Let's actually go back to the Hamburglar. Okay, go to the Hamburglar Galaxy here, and I would like to move us back in a little bit better condition here. I want to let's do this. Let's move it down a little bit, and then we're gonna go eastward a little bit, and I'm gonna drop the music a little bit. Okay, now we'll go eastward a little bit. Okay, and I did that little jog, and now I can take a picture right away because that takes care of the backlash, I believe. Yeah, Dagger Spells says, yeah, it's beautiful. It really makes some beautiful imagery, and it's so easy to do once you've got this all in place. I say it's easy. I know it looks easy, but let me tell you, I spent a lot of time. Did I just say that I was going to get a perfect shot? Talk about being, about lying to you. Look at that. Okay, folks, I lied. I've lied to you, and you should be able to brutally punish me for my lie. I'm doing it one more time because I can't believe that it was that bad. So now, in here now, what we're going to see is the new one is going to overlay, and this new one should actually have properly placed stars and nice points. And that's about 6 seconds from now. Here it comes. Oh, not quite. All right, guess what? I am going to. I'm going to do this. I'm going to jog me just a little bit more. I basically had to catch up for some reason. I don't know why. Sorry about that.
Fix it again, Tony. Sorry, that's a Fiat automobile.
Oh, God. I've never owned a Fiat.
Me neither.
All right. Okay, that's better. So now we get a better look at this, and you'll notice this the galaxy has this secondary little convolution up here, and we need to look at that galaxy like in a Hubble shot to see the details of what's going on in there. Really, really pretty. Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a lot of fun with this. You know we do. You know you like it.
Sure. Well, I'm here.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
we're all here.
Yeah, no, I want to thank you guys for coming out. This is really nice of you to join me tonight. Thank you for listening to SkyTour LiveStream. SkyTour Radio, and then coming out to SkyTour LiveStream. I see W's here. I see, of course, D. Smith was here first. James Dugan joined us. Rockstar's here. Hey, Rock, how you doing? Dagger Spells is here. Good to see you guys. Marianne, of course, is here. Marianne is doing things with strawberries tonight. I saw photos. And I mentioned strawberries on the show. And Flames of War is here. What's happening, Flames? Yeah, you gotta love the names. I do. They're fantastic. So anyway, I wanted to welcome you guys to the stream, and it's nice for you to join us. Come along for the ride. And Dave Schmidt, I know he was here for a short time. I don't know if he can still be here. If he is here, I think he had to get going. But either way, we're having fun tonight. We're going along for the ride, checking out the night sky, these beautiful galaxies that are millions of light years away. In fact, let's see if we can get information about how far this one is. This is 45 million light years away, this galaxy we just looked at here. 45 million light years away. Keep in mind that the Virgo cluster galaxy, the Messier 87 that we saw many times actually, that one is 55 million light years away, and that's the one within which we imaged the black hole that we've seen so very often over the last week or so. That said, I'm going to check us out into another place out to go view, and we're going to see if I can do something a little different. I know that I was just down here, and I almost didn't have the ability to make it before, but I'm going to try it anyway. It's been a little bit later. We're going to try and go to M87 right now, Daryl.
Super.
See if we can do it. Hopefully I don't have to move the telescope. I'm sorry, the dome.
Yeah.
So we're moving. Okay, you see the telescope moving, and we're pulling in. Hey, actually, it doesn't look bad. It does not look bad, actually.
Your skies were exceptional the other night when we looked at M87.
Yeah.
I know you had clouds come up later, but early on, we saw that jet, I thought, quite plainly.
Yeah, it was very obvious, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Really, really pretty. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to actually do this. We're going to jog ourselves to the east a little bit right off the bat, knowing we're going to need to just a little, and then pop us back to the west a little bit to take up the slack in the drive. This is not uncommon, folks. This is not an uncommon thing to have to do. And now let's take a photograph and see what we get. And we should be right on M87 right now.
Hey, I was an industrial mechanic for 40 plus years, and backlash, believe me, backlash is something I had to deal with.
Sure. I believe it.
Rebuilding gearboxes can be a black art to get the lash set.
Oh, I believe that. I believe that. Okay, there is M87 right there. Let's go into the view. And let's see if processing makes it any better. Where'd it go? There we go. I think we can do better. It might be a matter of critical focus, possibly. These stars look like they want to be focused a little bit more to pinpoints, don't you think?
Give it a go.
Yeah, so what I got to do that is I have to move us to a little cluster. Yeah, let's see. Actually, I really just have to move us to several bright stars in the area. I think we can make use of these. Alright, we're just going to go here on a focusing mission of these 3 bright stars. Alright, and we should be there momentarily. Okay. So, let me go into a 4K mode and increase the sensitivity. Okay, there we go. Now I should be able to move us around. Move us around and focus a little bit better. Let's do this. Okay, and do this. And now we can check out the critical focus value there. Okay, there we go. And then we should just do this to bring down that star. So I got these 2 stars here now that you can both see, and you can see on the screen right here. We're going to try and use those for focusing. And here we go. Okay, and then back.
Do you zoom in on the star when you're doing critical focus? You know, like try to get as high of magnification as possible.
Yeah, this is actually, see, here's how this is it zoomed, and this is unzoomed.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I am doing quite an elaborate zoom there, but I don't. This is a digital zoom anyway. That's funny. I saw my cursor going across and said, "Oh, look, a meteorite." Oh no, wait, duh. Even I can be fooled, folks. Even I can be fooled. So I'm going to focus again here. All right, let's do this.
I see a little star there on the left come in and out of view.
Yeah, that's the one I was actually looking at, believe it or not.
Okay.
So you can actually see how it sort of comes in. Okay, and it sort of blinks. You know, and if I actually go a little eastward by a jog, you can actually see how the backlash is in operation. See that? Okay, so this star seems to be doing all right. Now we actually are in 4K mode, so that's why it was sort of blinking in and out. Okay, so now we're gonna just take a photograph and see what we get for. We'll just do 10 seconds at 12,800 just to catch the stars, so that I can check them out. All right. Hey Justin T, welcome. Hey Bonnie, nice to see you showing up with you guys, or all the other you guys. And Shep is here too. Sorry, I meant to say hi to you before. Okay, we got a little bit of a backlash issue. Gonna go back and do this again. If my records are any indication, we're probably gonna have another issue. Okay, let's see. All right, good. No, that doesn't look too bad, does it? Stars look like they're pretty well focused. That just seems like it's okay.
Oh, give her a go.
All right. So now, let's go back to. I go back here and bring up our image here. Now, I think we just have to go back eastward, yes?
I don't know. Can you hear me, Mark?
Yeah, I hear you fine.
Oh, okay.
I see.
saw a Skype message pop up there.
Yeah.
Sound.
And
Okay.
it went away for some reason.
Oh, good.
I don't understand what's going on sometimes with Skype, folks. Yeah. But you know what? I'm invested in Skype, unfortunately, and I don't want to have to give it up, but I will. I'll go to something better. Trust me. I am not in love with it. Trust me. All right. So let's see here. Okay. Actually, we can test it. Oh wait, where is I gotta find. I'm trying to find M87 here. All of a sudden, just it's right here. Okay, here it is. That's what I wanted to see. Okay, heading over there now.
So many galaxies, it's hard to keep them straight.
Well, the text is hard to read sometimes, you know.
Right.
Because unfortunately, you've got no choice. You have to read the text. Okay, and we're coming in here. We're coming in hot. Okay, so that's good enough. And now I can just bring us over the eastward sector a little bit. Okay, a little more. And now I'll stop and move us west here to absorb the backlash problem. Okay, and now we'll just do 10 seconds at 12,800. Tony the Night Owl, welcome. Hey Nancy, good to see you. Thanks for popping in. So let's see what we get now when we do this. Okay, this is more promising. Let's do this now, and then a little processing here. What do we got? Oh yeah, look at that.
Yeah. Not quite as good as the other night, but you can see it.
Yeah. You know, one thing I should probably do is, I won't do it tonight, but I should probably take about 25 shots of this and stack them.
Uh-huh.
And see what I can get. I bet you that would probably be the best thing. And
I bet you're right.
And it's only 10 seconds actually that I need. So since I'm only doing 10 seconds, I can do maybe just 10 quick shots. It'll take just over a minute to do, and I'll just pop back in and do it over and over. You know, just to have them. See, that one's not good. So I don't know why that happened, but it did. Oh, I know why.
Huh?
Yeah, it's a little windy out there.
Oh, yeah.
And here I am thinking, oh, backlash. No, it's just the dumb wind. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah, and look how clear it is there.
Yeah, I see it.
See that, guys? That's the jet we're talking about. And with stacking, I bet you I can pull out a lot more detail. You've seen what I do with detail for these, and I think that we should be able to get a lot more detail. Unless I missed my guess, I think Bonnie mentioned to me earlier that she's driving to Phoenix at the moment and trying to watch the stream and also trying to keep her eyes on the road. Of course, going from where she is to Phoenix is probably, I dare say that there's really not much you can do if you go off the road. I don't think that it's mostly desert for a lot of the drive. But I think I could. I'm probably wrong about that. I could be wrong about that. But she will let us know because she's listening in. That's beautiful, Daryl. We can see it there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think I actually see a little extra convolutions on it too, which are kind of interesting. Yes, folks, I know. I just don't seem to know when to stop doing photography. What can I say?
What does this say about us that we can look at a little dim fuzzy with a little thing sticking out of it and we can be so amazed?
I think it says that we have no lives.
Oh. Come on, be positive.
Oh, I am very positive, actually.
Yeah.
Hey, Fantasy Ecstasy, welcome. Yeah, I'm glad you've been lurking. You know what? It's okay to lurk. On these streams, lurking is acceptable behavior. I don't expect people to just jump out of the woodwork and become part of things. We're taking photos of Messier 87 where the black hole is, and I'm going to stack and try to showcase that jet of material that's shooting out of it at sometimes close to the speed of light. The green background, which you shouldn't be watching if you're driving, Bonnie, the green background is just the result of the camera filter that I'm using. All right, and I'm using a light pollution reduction filter, which is always a good idea. The funny thing is, even in places where there's no light pollution or let alone much less, okay, one of the things that's interesting is there's another glow that happens in the sky that is related to the molecules of the air that absorb energy during the day and radiate it at night. And that glow tends to be sometimes green and sometimes yellow. The yellow would be sodium atoms in the atmosphere, and the green is due to molecules of oxygen and nitrogen in the atmosphere. And it's really interesting because I think that the bottom line here is that that's something called sky glow, and we can't ever escape that. There's photos taken from Cerro Tololo down in Chile, which just show this gorgeous Milky Way. And the gorgeous Milky Way is punctuated by sheets of this reddish glow from the oxygen atoms high in the atmosphere, and some green from the nitrogen and so forth in the lower atmosphere. And you would look at it and say, oh, the shot's ruined. Well, actually, that's the sky glow. That's our atmosphere glowing, from the basic release of the energy that it has stored up during the day. So we can never get away from it. Never get away from it. The sky glow, the atoms will, give up the energy eventually. So if our Earth turned a lot slower, then we'd reach evenings where, oh, that's beautiful, Daryl. It smells really nice there. That's the jet. Look at that.
It does. Wow, that is good. Wow.
Yeah. The sky glow, if we were rotating a lot slower in the Earth, might dissipate by the time the evening wore down to near dawn. As of now, it doesn't. You get it all night long. Astronauts photograph it from the International Space Station as well. So it's really, just something that's not going away. What can I tell you? So we have to deal with that too, guys. We have to deal with all that, and that's just no fun. Not at all. But we're dealing with it, and I am doing several 10-second shots, by the way. Hey, Cindy Murphy.
I see a lot of variation shot to shot tonight. How's the astronomical seeing there? Is sky turbulent?
Yeah, I'd say that there's a lot of water vapor in the air. Okay, and thus we don't get the same kind of view each shot. Each shot does have variations. They're different shot to shot. But I'm going to stack this anyway and throw away the ones that have less nice photos and make them into something better if I can.
That's the bad thing about living and observing here in Colorado. We get some super crystal clear skies.
That's transparency.
We get a lot of turbulence coming off the mountains. I live just east of the mountains, of course, and
that's
prevailing winds are from the west, and it just breaks up the sky like you wouldn't believe. I mean, the stars twinkle real pretty, but it really interferes with high power views. Yeah,
to an astronomer, twinkling stars is a bad thing. Okay, that's enough of these for now. I don't want to hold you guys up where you want to see something cool. I want to show you stuff that's cool, more than just fuzzy blobs. There's got to be some other things we can show, like over here. I wanted to show you, where was it? Where is there it is. I want to show you another dark lane. You're familiar with this galaxy, of course. There we go. I just turned the music down just a little bit. Okay, now let's go and get this up again here. All right, there's a star right there. They're pulling into view. All right, and I'm gonna pull us over. Okay, and just jog us a bit. And now I will take 10 seconds at 12,800 on this galaxy, which should be the Silver Streak Galaxy. Silver Streak Galaxy. I guess it's like right here. I probably didn't go over enough, but we'll see. Oh, there it is.
There she goes.
Yeah, it's really pretty. And you'll notice that it's not the only one. There's one up here. I don't know if you can see that one. Hang on. You can't see it. Okay, until I do this. There's one here. 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 We're looking at many galaxies. Okay, let's see. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I don't see any others over there. And there's the Silver Streak. Now the Silver Streak is interesting because it has this little dark lane in it, which is pretty obvious. Do you see that?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And the Silver Streak Galaxy is another galaxy that's really fun to look at. And it's also, let me just grab it here. It's known as NGC 4216, or Weaver's Shuttle Galaxy is the other name for it. It's 63 million light years away, actually 64 million light years away. Quite an amazing little galaxy for what it is and for that distance. And in that one shot, we saw all these other galaxies as well. And you know, this is the size of the shot, remember? So we did count like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I didn't see this one. I did see one up here though, probably IC 3094. Really, really cool. And I want to back out for a minute because I want to see if there's any other objects. Ah, yes, that's what I thought. This is the Kick the Can cluster. It's a globular cluster, NGC 4147. I would like to go to the Kick the Can cluster.
Oh, come on. They're just making stuff up now.
You know,
That's the silliest name I've heard.
I can't deny that is a silly name. I cannot deny it. It just seems so ridiculous. The Kick the Can cluster. Now for this one, I'm just going to go into 4K mode, and if I see it, I'm just going to move it straight in. Okay, because it will probably show up. So here we go. I'm kicking up the brightness a little more. That's odd. I don't see it for some reason. Oh yeah, I do. I think it's right here. Okay. Okay. That is a good thing. So we'll go to 12,800, shut this off, and then go eastward again. East, east, east we go. Okay, and then this. Oh, one more. Alright, now we'll try it.
I'll tell you a story about setting gear backlash and bearing preload sometime. I won't bore the people with it right now, though.
Oh, but you can bore me with it, huh?
Sure.
Wow, there it is.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, the kick the can looks pretty cool. It's an interesting cluster because it has a weird look for a globular cluster. You're used to these globular clusters we've seen having just this even smattering of stars, but the kick the can doesn't have that look, does it? It looks like it has this dark void where there's no stars, and then stars begin again. Isn't that wild? Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to look at
I thought it was a galaxy at first.
Yeah, and when I first saw it, I thought it was one of these irregular galaxies or a Seyfert galaxy or something. Seyfert galaxies are these very energetic galaxies, folks, that are really powerful, and they show up really strange. Oh, and I see Amanda is here. Hello, Amanda. Oh wow, look at it, it's 11:30. So you're only an hour long. I guess she's only an hour long. So I guess we can bring her in, huh? And then we'll notice that the volume's gonna drop. I'll bet. Actually, do you have Skype? You're on Skype. Daryl, why don't you bring Amanda in?
I'll try.
Yeah, if you bring Amanda in, I bet you this might mean that we won't have this volume issue as we did before. This is the kick the can cluster, guys. And now we're gonna just do a little bit of processing after doing this to kind of clear out all the useless stuff. There we go. Check it out. Wow.
I'm not sure I know how to do this.
Oh, okay.
Do I just call her, or what do I do to add her to the screen?
You see on my screen, you see this little indicator?
Stand by.
Yeah, come back to look at my screen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Trying. Hang on.
All right. In the upper right corner, you'll see what looks like a little pawn with a plus sign next to it. Are you looking at my screen?
I'm trying to. There we are.
Okay. So look for that on your screen for Skype, and when you hit that, okay, it comes up with names, and you'll see that she's listed. All you have to do is click that and then say add.
Very good.
So try it, and let's see what we get. And let's see if that changes the volumes. If that's the case, then we'll do this every time to make sure.
Hello.
Okay.
Oh,
Hey.
you can hear it ringing in the background. Is it going to stop?
Yes, it
Hello.
will.
Hi, Amanda.
Hey, Amanda.
Hi. Hello.
So
Hi.
Hello, Mark.
So now,
Hello, chat. Hey, all.
let's make sure that chat will tell us if the volumes at the outgoing side now have gone down. I don't believe they will have.
Daryl's volume is really low.
To who?
To you.
To me?
On YouTube, when I first got here, I was listening on YouTube before you called.
Oh. Darn it all. I don't understand that.
I couldn't hear any music, mind you.
Okay. You're on YouTube, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh no, well the music's playing. You might have just heard a different... Might have been a quiet cut. But the music's going out, it's almost into the yellow. See, Daggerspell says sounds good. Daryl was a little low, I don't know if he's a little higher now.
Hello. Can you hear me okay?
I'm hearing y'all. I'm actually just increasing the overall mic volume anyway. So...
I hear you fine on Skype.
Alright.
Okay.
Heard you fine.
Folks, do I sound okay in chat?
Okay, that's Tony saying it sounds good. Daggerspell says sounds good.
Okay.
This is good. So this is our technique. We got to make sure that, you know, the second person has to bring in the other person in Skype to keep this from other things from happening. Thanks, James Dugan, and everybody else who are responding to us. All right. So that's very good. So the kick the can cluster is right there. And we just were able to go all the way up north and see it. That's pretty. Very, very pretty. Yeah. And, of course, now the secret to catching something really, really well when we see something like this is we want to drop the, exposure. I'm sorry, the ISO, the sensitivity, and that'll get rid of the noise. Then we up this exposure time. So we'll go to 20 seconds at 8,000. In fact, I'll go down to 6,500 or 6,400. And now we'll do the same photograph. Okay, and now we're going to see something a little bit different. We should see something, if it comes in fine, we should actually see the amazing and wonderful, the wonderful a cluster without a lot of the noise associated with it. And that I'd like to see. So here we go. Oh, look at that. See the difference? Okay, now the stars are even more resolved. Things look better.
That's nice.
Yeah, that came out better. That's what we do. We play around trying to get the right exposures and things. Yep.
I'm surprised we haven't looked at this before.
Oh, we have.
Oh,
We have. We've looked at the kick the can.
I think I'd remember a name like that.
Kick the can. I
Yeah.
remember that.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's sort of like, you know, hey, it's Humpty Bumpty. Nice to see you.
Arizona.
Yep. Where in Arizona, Humpty?
On the wall.
Excuse me. Yeah, in the wall. Come on the wall. What you talking about, Willis? Humpty will tell us. I'm just interested where, because as you know, I'm moving the telescope to Arizona, so I want to see where people are.
Yeah.
Yep. Normally, Cosmic Lettuce is with us, but Cosmic is down in the Tucson area. Okay. So, this said, let's go to another spot.
Hopi Reservation.
Really?
Cool.
That's what he says. Or she.
Because I actually knew a Hopi named Tom Beniptawa. So, I think that's and he was Hopi. My mother was Passamaquoddy, so I'm obviously, you know, inextricably tied to Native American culture myself, which I just think is amazing and beautiful. Which I think is why I appreciate the natural world so much. You know?
Could be.
Yeah.
Humpty's a he, thank you.
Oh, did you say that Humpty was a she?
I said he or possibly she.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Humpty, for the correction.
Please send usernames if it's not obvious.
That's fine. And
I try not to assume. I
Yeah,
try
but-
to remember, you know.
but people know.
Say
People know.
they or something neutral, you know.
Yeah.
But I thought maybe Humpty was a guy.
Yeah. Okay, so now I'm gonna go up again to 12,800 for. I'll do 50. No, I'll do 10 seconds first, because I first have to get this. Move us eastward a little bit. Okay. And now let's see what we've got. Look, we're looking at black space. Nothing here.
I thought that was just because we were moving.
No, we stopped moving. Yeah, so here we go. We see let me zoom out. So now you can see these two galaxies over here. Whoops, let me get you rid of the view. These are the two galaxies over here that are called the eyes. And then we have Markarian's chain here. These are beautiful galaxies. There's another one here. This is the region of Virgo where wherever you point the telescope, you will catch whole island universes of stars. And what we're seeing here, you know. These two galaxies, the eyes, are actually a stunning pair. And let's see if I... Yeah, see, they each have their own idiosyncratic, characteristics, which I think are really cool. Now, for instance, if we go back now to our main view here, and we move us eastward a little more, taking the Markarians out a little bit. Okay. Let me go to 4K mode for a moment, and because I would like to track how much I'm moving. And if I increase the sensitivity, we should be able to catch galactic cores. And we can. See, there's one and another. So that worked well. And now we can just move us over some more. Okay. Alright, now. There we go. Come back down. And go back to 10 seconds. You know, just for fun, let's do 10 seconds at 64,000, which is a ridiculously high value. But the camera does go to 409,000. But let's just try it. Let's see what we get. So we'll just pop over right now to the view and just hang out and wait for it to come in. We'll see it any second. It's going to pop right in. It's going to be a lot brighter. There you go. Noise abatement going on right there. You can see it. But there's more up here. Here are the eyes. Here's Markarian's chain. One is off the view. Another one up here. Another galaxy down here. Another galaxy down here even. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We know there's a 6th one over there. 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. What? Oh.
Count.
10 crazy galaxies. 11 crazy galaxies. So yes, we have a huge number of galaxies. And of course you'll notice the noise. This noise here increases, but as you know, I get rid of the noise fairly efficiently. When I do all the post-processing. Yes, sir. Okay. So now when we go back to this, I'm going to drop us down to something a little more reasonable. Okay, something a little bit better. So 32,000, we'll drop it down to, we'll say 20,000. Okay. And then go look for another unlikely target to examine. Alright, so popping back in our planetarium program, we are going to go check out NGC 4306 and NGC 4305. Alright, these two guys right here. And away we go. Right. So now we should be in the middle of moving, which won't be by much. Have you seen these galaxies before, Daryl?
Maybe in the group. I haven't looked specifically at them, I think.
Okay.
I was sitting here scratching my head. Are you doing an impression of the Count, the vampire from Sesame Street?
That is correct.
Yes.
Okay. Also.
2 crazy galaxies. You hear the thunder, you know. That silly little puppet is probably worth, I don't know, $500,000 today.
I bet.
Yep. Bet you too. Okay, so we're going to try this for 10 seconds at 20,000. Hey, Ronald, welcome. Thanks for dropping by. Amal, nice to see you. I know you were here earlier, and I just didn't get a chance to say hello to you.
He's getting ready for supper. He's having green Thai curry.
Oh, very nice. I like that. Okay, here we go. Yeah, they are. So I probably should have gone 15 seconds, but there they are, Daryl. See them?
Yeah.
These two little galaxies. It's amazing, and they're active galaxies too. They've got some activity going on in there. I'm not sure if it's in the radio arena, but boy, I'll tell you, it's pretty cool. I see Amal in chat saying that you should try that, Amanda. Now that you are crossing the pond.
What pond? I'm going to the States, not to England.
Yeah. She's not crossing the pond, Amal, but what is it she should try, and we'll make sure she does because
green Thai curry.
Oh, the green Thai curry. Well, you know what? I'm sure we'll have to get some Thai food.
Ooh.
You don't like Thai food?
I don't know.
You don't know? What do you mean you don't know? Everybody likes Thai food.
Really?
I think so.
I'm very fussy. Let's see.
Look out,
You made
folks.
chicken curry for your parents, didn't you, Amanda?
Yeah.
Nothing to be afraid of.
Yeah, well, if you remember, okay, there's a famous show where someone always comes up and says, lemon curry? At various points for the episode. What is that show? This is for all of chat as well. Lemon curry? Okay.
There you go, chat. Work on that.
Well, work on that, folks.
Oh, someone will know.
I'm sure.
Someone will know just from the reference before you even ask them what it's from.
Yeah.
Someone will recognize it.
Amal, you know what? You're right about Thai food. Amal says Thai food is basically American. Sad but true. I mean, I'm very much I like traditional foods. So if I'm gonna eat, for instance, Thai food, I don't want Americanized Thai food. I want real Thai food. Thai food that people eat in Thailand. And don't say McDonald's in Thailand because they have them. Okay, but I'm talking about actual Thai food. When you get pad Thai, the noodles, the noodles with chicken and so forth. That's an Americanized version. But if you go to the right restaurants, you can get pad Thai that tastes just like the same pad Thai that you'll have elsewhere in a real, like a Bangkok restaurant or something over in a traditional restaurant. Of course, the food in Bangkok is probably Americanized too for the visitors. So I guess I really mean, villages around Bangkok. But you know what? I'll tell you, I've had Chinese food that's Americanized, and everybody has. And I've had Chinese food that's not. I've had Chinese food that's actually the kind of food that you eat that other Chinese people would eat. And for instance, you order yellowfish in a Chinese restaurant that offers yellowfish, and you'll get a little piece of fish and maybe some vegetables or whatever. But the fact is, that's not how it's really served. Okay, in reality, what you should be seeing appearing on your plate is the entire fish, head and all, eyes included, and it's all battered and fried. Okay, that's what a real yellowfish meal would look like if you're getting a real Chinese yellowfish meal. And so that's what I like. And yellowfish, the best meat is behind the head. So you have a choice of going to find the best meat on the fish. And I was offered the eyes by my Chinese friends that I was having lunch with. And it's basically, that's a big offering because the eyes were a delicacy. And I let them indulge in their delicacy. I refused the eyes. I said, I don't need to eat those. I'm okay, thank you. But thank you so much. I really appreciate this. Yeah. But yeah, I didn't go for that. So I'm traditional to a point.
I'm sorry. There's a channel on YouTube. He's called the Food Ranger.
Okay.
He's Canadian, and he visits all over in China and some other places too. And he loves real Chinese food.
Okay.
rabbit heads are evidently very popular in some parts of the country. Doesn't exactly scratch my itch, but he sure seems to like him. He really chows down, and they eat some insanely hot stuff over there. The numbing hot, it
Yeah.
numbs your lips and your tongue, and just chows down on the stuff.
Yeah. I
It's
guess
entertaining to watch too.
I imagine it'd be entertaining to watch me eat it too,
Yeah.
because I would eat it and it's like ah. Here we go. This is the Virgo Pinwheel Galaxy. Check it out. Isn't it pretty? Virgo Pinwheel. You can see the spiral arms spiraling out from the nucleus of this galaxy. It's really a beautiful galaxy.
Oh.
And this is really how big it is in the view. You'll notice as the view gets farther away like this, it seems brighter. And when it gets closer, it seems to be not as bright. That's kind of like with a telescope. The point I'm trying to make is telescope optics work the same way. I mean, you're spreading out the brightness across fewer pixels here than when you're up here. So you just have more pixels that are bright, but in a telescope eyepiece, it doesn't look that way at all. When you zoom in, it seems fainter than when it's more compact, and that just has to do with the way your eye is receiving the data. And the illusion it's an illusion when you look at it in an image like this, because technically it's no brighter there than it is here. There's just more of it and spread out, so it's really an illusion. Hey, here's Harry. Hello from St. Louis, Harry. I'm glad that you're here joining us. I'm in Terryville, Connecticut, of course. I answered a couple of questions for Harry. He left some nice comments. He said he's buying things he doesn't really need, and I was like, oh no, don't do that. Check with me. I'll help you out. If you have any more questions, Harry, let me know, and I'll be happy to help you. You're the dedicated audience that follows what Amanda and I and now Daryl are doing. So we're very happy to help you out. So this is beautiful. I'm going to go back and take one more picture of this, but I'm going to do it a little bit longer. I'm going to go 15 seconds at 20,000.
I will be right back.
Well, we will be right here. Okay, so we should now get our view coming in here, and here it comes, and there we go. Okay, the noise abatement taking place. See the noise being taken away. Look at that. That's pretty beautiful. So just by going up, you can actually see more definition in these spiral arms. Look at that. And actually, let's just do it this way. Let me just do this.
Is that kind of what our Milky Way would look if someone took a picture of it from far away?
As a matter of fact, it probably would look approximately like this, but we have a little bit of a bar going through the middle of our galaxy. We're a barred spiral. So our nucleus is extended with a bar of stars. But that's probably what some alien life elsewhere, alien intelligence has already done, taken photos of our Milky Way. I think that'd be pretty cool to see.
I think you're right.
Yeah. Excuse me, guys. I had to cough there. That's what happens when you do a 2-hour show. And then you come on here and do, 2 more hours. Well, hour and a half. Hour and 17 minutes. Yeah, this is just beautiful. I am really pleased with these images. I'm going to just do a little additional processing here.
Okay. Speaking of which, Ronald wants to know if you're using any filters for the shot.
Oh yeah, the one I am using one filter, Ronald. It's a general purpose UHC, basically an ultra high contrast filter that you put on the camera. It's actually on the camera, and the camera is then attached to the telescope. So the camera body is, of course, a Sony, a high-end Sony, and the camera does allow me to go to sensitivities that are not like just 800 or 1200 or 1600, 3200, 6400. That's typical. These can go to 409,000 sensitivity. And the benefit of that is it turns night into day. So if you're walking around with a lens on the camera, it's basically a full color image intensifier. So you can look out at the yard and see green grass, little brown fuzzy bunny rabbit, okay, in the middle of the night chowing down on the grass. It's really cool, you know. Alright, so let's see. That's the Virgo pinwheel. So yeah, we're using just that one right there, that one filter. And let's now take a look.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Oh, I thought you were still here.
Oh, sorry, I had to go comb my teeth and brush my hair, so I should be good for a while.
Jeez.
Combing your teeth hurts, by the way.
You know what? I think that's probably not something I want to visualize. Thank you. Jeez. All right, we're gonna go to M98 here now. M98 is a galaxy that's beautiful. It's actually, gosh, how far is this galaxy from us? I mean, the data in the program here is wrong, so we actually have to look that one up. But if you got a chance, Daryl, check out the distance to M98, will you?
Is this back to kick the can? I see it
No,
on
no.
the screen, but now we're switching.
Wait. Kick the can? We're not anywhere near kick the can.
That's what it said on the screen a second ago.
Really?
And I am watching your Skype screen. Yeah. What does that say? I can't see what that says now.
Oh, well, that says kick the can. You're right. That's you're right.
Okay.
My
Well,
mistake.
there you
Okay. No. I'm glad that you mentioned that because I hadn't selected it. I still had the kick the can cluster selected. I was just driving the telescope around based on the view. So thank you, Amanda. You pointed out an error in the way I was doing things that made me confused. This is 113 million light years away. M98. That's a pretty big galaxy. So let's go check it out in reality. It's here. I just have to go jog it in. Little jog there. Okay. All right. And now it'll be right about here. So let's do 15 seconds at 20,000. Sometimes, sometimes I'm not, I'm thinking too far ahead for my own good.
Wikipedia says M98 is 44.4 million light years away.
That's interesting because it says 113 here. But that's okay. I'll find the right answer. But there it is. It didn't look like a galaxy that's over 100 million light years away, though. Certainly didn't. It'd be very, very faint. It's just massively large.
Oh.
So there's a process view of it. You can see that this particular galaxy has this gorgeous dark lane in it. Okay. And it's very, very prominent. You see it right here. Okay, and this is the nucleus right here, and it's just below the edge of the galaxy. The galaxy is just slightly not edge on to us. But galaxies do move in space. They do create these interesting movements as they move through space. I'd be really interested to see what a movement of a galaxy looks like over the course of, say, 200 million years. I would really find that to be interesting.
got lost in my screens. Bear with me for a second here.
That's
Mark,
okay.
you're M98's in Coma Bear and Ices. You're in the neighborhood, I think. How about 4565?
Oh, okay.
We missed that. We missed that one last time.
I think we
Hopefully it's
did.
in view of your dome.
Yeah, that's. I'll just check it out. If not, I'll move the dome. Okay, so. $45.65, Daryl.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's do that. There we go. Yeah, that's pretty good. The Needle Galaxy. This is gorgeous, gorgeous galaxy. And here we go. You can see the stars whipping by there. Moving into position. Fine adjustments. You know, we need sound effects, you know, like bzz, 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 doi, 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 ding, 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 you know. You know, we need all that stuff.
Wonder if you could get away with using old Star Trek sound effects.
That's yeah, I'm getting it. Yeah. You know.
I called Pocono. What were they? Pocono Mountain.
Yes.
Optics,
Yes.
I think they were called. I used to use them a lot. I called them one day, and one of their guys answered the phone, and the Star Trek Red Alert klaxon, the old classic one, was going on in the background. It was really cool.
That's funny.
Pocono Mountain Optics.
Yep.
Oh, for the good old days.
Yeah.
They used to be a great resource. I heard that their owner, whoever, he blew all their money on gambling, and they went out of business. But
Of course they did.
it's too bad. Used to be a great astronomy store.
Mm-hmm.
Lot of stuff in there.
Yeah.
Bought the mirror for my 8-inch f8 telescope in there.
Cool. Oh, you
There
can't
we are.
beat this galaxy. Check this out, folks. The music has to go up for this one.
It's like the hamburger, but it's a lot thinner
Oh.
and a little more edge on, perhaps. You can see the dust lane, of course.
Oh yeah, you can't miss it. In fact, the dust lane actually has convolutions and modeling in it. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
Look at that. That's beautiful. Wow. This is a beautiful galaxy, folks. I hope you appreciate this. I think people do. I think that most of you appreciate this stuff. Gosh, this is the kind of thing. See, this is the thing. I got to get up early for an appointment tomorrow, but you know what? This is the kind of thing that says to me, you're not going anywhere, man. You know, this is just too beautiful a night. Look at this. We have water vapor out in the atmosphere, but still, it's not enough to slow me down. And then when I process, look at that. Wow.
That's really nice.
Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that beautiful? You know what I like about this galaxy is you can see the nucleus right there is so bright right there, and it's just hanging out just below that dark lane.
Yep.
Yep.
You
Yeah.
cannot right from under it.
Yep.
It's almost edge onto us.
It is actually. We're slightly below the central plane because it's a larger dome here on the bottom of the bulge of the central bulge of the galaxy, and there's a little bit less up top.
Right.
Isn't that crazy? No, Ronald, it's not the
Ronald
kennel.
wants to know.
That's a cat's eye, not the tiger's eye, Ronald. He should know by now. I see him laughing.
Close. He's in the right family.
I guess. That's true, huh? Tiger, cat. It's just a big cat. No doubt about it. All right, Ronald, I'll give you that
stripy
one.
cat.
Look at this. Holy cow. Sorry, I'm just having this revelation here about this. I'm going to do one other thing. Is there another galaxy right here? Or is that
Looks like it.
Or is that just
Yeah.
an artifact? It looks like a really interesting galaxy if it is. I'm going to just check that out. Let's go look in the... Okay, just below that. Yeah. Yeah, right there. That's NGC 4562 that we're also seeing in there, guys. That's beautiful.
Cool.
Yeah. And we should see one up here, too, and that would be NGC 4565 is that one. Okay, what's this one? This is the Needle Galaxy, which is 4565. You notice that?
Yes.
Look, it says NGC 4565. Click on this galaxy. NGC 4565.
Yeah, that's what it did with you to the kick the can cluster earlier, I think.
Well, no, actually, I had selected the kick the can, and I was just moving around with this red box and going to wherever the box was.
Right.
And I left the other thing selected. That was that. This is different, so that's actually a error in the program.
Huh.
They're not both NGC 4565.
Sure.
Any guess at how many galaxies we know of? That's from Tony.
I think that the estimate I've heard, 2 trillion is the number of galaxies that we've seen, and not seen, but know of.
Or suspect, I guess, would be a more appropriate word.
Well, or photographed. Yeah, the cat's eye is not visible
2
right
trillion have been photographed?
2 trillion have been, I should say, estimated.
Estimated?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and more than just theorized, okay? More like estimated based on galaxy counts. So a little more certain than guesswork, you know what I mean? Yeah, think about that, folks. 2 trillion possible other galaxies. And of them, the stars that are most numerous are the little red dwarfs that percolate away for trillions of years themselves, fusing hydrogen into helium. And it's those stars that have most of the planets around them in our galaxy. In fact, over 80%, more than 80% of the stars in our galaxy are this very type of star, the little M-type dwarfs. We mentioned this on the radio show just a little while ago. And if you think about that, all those stars, 80, I think it's like 84%, 83%, 82, can't remember the exact number. It changes as people do star counts. Over 80% are these little tiny red dwarfs. And guess what? You can't see a single one of them with your eye. In the darkest place on the planet, you go to the darkest place, look up at the many, many, many thousands of stars you see. You can't see a single one of these red stars, which comprises the bulk of the stars in the galaxy. Not a single one. You need a telescope because they're all fractionally, they're just fractions of the luminosity or the intrinsic brightness of the sun. And that's why, so it's amazing, it's truly amazing.
Even Barnard's star? I mean,
Yeah.
that's just 6 light years away, but we can't see
Nope.
it either.
No, we can't. Not without a telescope. Not without a telescope. I'm going to go 20 seconds here, go up here, drop down. I mean, it's such a bright galaxy. I'm going to go to 10,000 and see what I get at 20 seconds. It'll be a little dimmer, but we should be able to see. And we're looking again at this galaxy right here, which is the one that we've been focusing on. Okay. And when it comes in, you'll notice the background's going to be a little darker and the galaxy a little dimmer, but it's going to be less noise. Right now we have all this noise in here. So now we've gone half that noise, okay? So it'll come in here in a moment after the exposure is taken. Look at the difference. Look at that difference.
Cool.
Isn't that something? Oh, darn it all, we walked a little bit. Okay. And do it again. Because I get obsessive. I want this to work fine. Thank you very much. Yeah, we blew around a little bit out there. Sorry.
I think that was wind.
Yeah, it looks like an east-west motion.
Yeah.
And that's definitely how the thing gets caught. Okay. Now that looks better, doesn't it? Look at this. You can actually see, here's what's nice. You actually see a hint of the color in this galaxy now. You know, the stars in the middle, they tend to be different colors than the stars in the arms here. Now, obviously, we have an effect of the filter that's changing the way the colors are being shown. But we also can see that we're seeing a little bit more of the color here. Like these stars in the arms are going to be more blue. Stars here are going to be yellow. I know they look green right now. In fact, if I maybe I can do some color correction here. Might be able to do some color correction. Let's see here. If I go, how's that looking? That's more, that's a little better, I think. Maybe a little bit too blue, but in any case, that's actually giving us gives us a little bit better view. Okay, I'm just drop that back a little. Okay, so this is what we saw before. This is way purple, and now if I just take it to like literally just
That's nice.
right there.
Looks like when you adjust the hue that the little galaxy to the lower right came out a little better too.
Yeah, and that's true, and because if we basically adjust the hue, we're actually, in a sense, we're adjusting the nature of the light that we're allowing to get to us from that galaxy. And so some of it, if we get rid of the green background, it'll have a sharper contrast.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is pretty interesting. This looks pretty good. What do you think of that?
For my money, NGC 4565, I think at least is the equal of the Sombrero. Some ways I like it better.
Yeah.
I mean, both show a really prominent dust lane. But,
Oh, yeah. Sombrero's smaller. This one is bigger.
Uh-huh.
I like it bigger. This is a nice bigger galaxy. Takes up more area. That's nice. Very, very nice. Almost don't want to leave, but I know I have to. I gotta go to something else now. Let's go check it out.
You have to go to bed eventually.
Oh, that's overrated.
Well,
Okay, now we're gonna go to the Koi Fish Galaxy. We saw this one night too. Do you remember, guys?
I think I remember this one.
Yeah, this was really pretty.
is it by Bernice's comb
Uh,
or by your hair?
I'm not sure. Daryl will know.
I will.
Okay. No, I'll go look.
You didn't move all that far from
I'll go look here.
4565, didn't you?
Yeah. See, here's where we are. Okay. So we're right
Yep,
in
you're
Coma.
right in it.
Right in the middle of Coma.
Uh-huh.
Yep, you're right. And
I think I said something about the fish swimming in her hair last time, or her washing her hair in a koi pond, and I think Daryl was kind of grossed out by that notion.
oh, is that when he hung up on us?
Grossed out.
What?
Is
I
that
think I remember that.
is that
I
when he
wasn't grossed
is that
out.
when he hung up on us?
When he
No.
hung up on us?
That's a joke. Okay,
Don't say that.
it's a joke.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I thought they said maybe she washes her hair in a koi pond, and I thought you went gross or yuck or something. No?
He
I
may
don't think
have.
so. I've done worse things than that.
Oh, I don't think we want to talk
Haven't
about
we
that.
all?
I don't know if we want
Yeah.
to talk about that, Daryl. Okay.
I noticed the Stellarium legend on 4565, all your block of information up there on the upper left.
Yes.
They called it Bernice's hair clip.
I guess, different interpretations.
Well, I think it's probably another one of those fanciful names.
One of those fanciful, phony names.
Yeah.
Yes. Without a doubt.
Sometimes I think the people at Stellarium must have been throwing darts at names to pick them out or something.
Oh, I'll
Pulling
bet
names
you.
out of a hat.
I'll bet that's true. I'll bet that's true. Okay, let's do this. We should be okay here. Let's do 20 seconds at 10,000. Oh no, I gotta move it over. Okay. And we're good. Now watch how quickly we're not good. So we're gonna leave this galaxy behind, and we're gonna go to another one.
Sky Galaxy.
Adios. Adios,
That was the Needle
amigos.
Galaxy, was it?
Yes.
Yes, it was the Needle Galaxy.
Yeah, that's one of the names for 4565.
Well, bear with me. If I'm gonna get anything, it's gonna be the names and the shapes, not the numbers.
Okay.
Oh, sure.
NGC.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, we walked a little bit, but there's the Koi Galaxy. And we're gonna get back into here and do it again.
Actually, I think I'd have a shot remembering the Messier numbers, because there's only 110 of them.
Uh-huh.
Listen to Amanda. She didn't even know what those were last year.
I didn't know what that was. I didn't know how many Messier numbers there were last week. Well, I might have, but I forgot.
But you remember now?
I'm trying to. That's why I used it, so I
Uh-huh.
don't lose it.
Yes.
Mark, I have a question.
That's beautiful. There we go. Look at that Koi Galaxy, huh?
That is
Beautiful.
nice.
Oh, that's pretty. Gosh, let me make this a attractive view here. Yes, I'm sorry,
Mark
Daryl.
Lane in it too.
Yeah, look at.
The naming or the numbering of NGC objects, does that go by right ascension? You'll often see two NGC objects right next to each other, and yet the numbers are not sequential. That, you know what I mean? It's like you would think, well, if this is 4565 and the one right next to it should be 4566, but it's not.
Yeah.
Do they go by right ascension?
Well, if they went by right ascension, the numbers would be increasing in the direction of right ascension or decreasing in the direction of right ascension, but I don't think that they do, correct?
Okay, good point. I'd have to look at that. I'll try to remember to look that up sometime. Have we got a good dark lane going there on the lower right side of that galaxy?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do, and it's really pretty. You can really see it very nicely there, and you can see some convoluted areas in the middle here, and some brightenings. Actually, you can see what looks like hydrogen alpha regions, that is to say stellar nurseries, in this galaxy right there. You can see the swept out material here. There's more swept out material here as well. Really interesting galaxy. I've always been intrigued by this galaxy whenever I've seen it. And so it's just beautiful. You can see the swept area. You can see the swept out area here.
Yeah.
Actually, I can show that a little better if we just look at one little thing here. Let me do a little correction. Excuse me.
Humpty.
What's that?
Bye, Humpty.
Oh, hey Humpty, thanks for joining us. I'm very happy to have you here with us. Aho. Okay, and now,
We noticed earlier when you were zoomed in on that galaxy that when you were closer, it looked like that brightening in the middle. Yeah, right there, the brightening really picks up a lot.
yeah. We're spreading it out over more pixels so you can see it. But the noise is increased too, which makes it kind of bad.
Okay.
But it's alright. It's alright. That's beautiful though. I'm glad we did that. Okay, so let's see. As you can tell, my lights are changing color, and they're changing. Well, you can't tell actually unless you actually. If you could tell if you saw this. Okay, if you saw my operations cam, which you can't yet. I have to bring you back to here to see that. Okay, there's my operations cam. You can see the colors have changed. That's because I have a timer on my Wi-Fi lights in the observatory office, which actually makes sure that the lights change color to let me know what time it is. So I know that it's time to get close to ending, because I said I was going to end at midnight, and of course these lights change color at 12:30. So guess what time it is? It's approaching 12:30.
Well, when you said Wi-Fi, I thought you said wife at first. I figured your wife was messing with your lights to tell you it was time to go to bed.
No, I'm talking. Well, I mean Wi-Fi. I guess a wifey kind of lights. I guess Wi-Fi. You know, I'm talking only about the Wi-Fi in the computer.
Yes.
Incidentally, we used to have problems with our connection, and if you'll notice that we don't really have many buffering issues anymore. We don't have any of those other issues because, in spite of all the stuff we're running and controlling another computer, which is at some distance from these computers, everything you see on the screen here is coming from the observatory. Okay, which is 55 feet away from here out, and it's actually being controlled through Wi-Fi, but through a cloud, all right, and we're actually coming down and slaving the computer in the dome from here, and in fact, every computer I have, I slave the same way. I can connect to every single computer, use it as if I'm sitting in front of it. It's such a nice way to operate, and this is going to be the way we use this telescope from long distance, thousands of miles away,
Right.
at least initially, which will be really nice. I'm looking forward to that. Okay, so let's let's go back here and check out a couple more items here. What's actually down here is another galaxy that I want to look at, which you know all about, and that's going to be just one of several things we look at. We're going to go look at M3 again tonight, and we're also going to look at M53. But first, the Black Eye Galaxy. Not many times have we noticed the galaxy that comes along that affects us like galaxy like the Black Eye Galaxy, M64. So, what I mean by that is, when you see M64 for the first time, your first impression is like, wow, this thing is incredible. And when you look at M64, you'll notice that it's got this really little eye patch, basically, over its nucleus, just to one side of its nucleus. And it's really pretty. And it's very prominent, shows up very well in the telescope. It's small, it's compact. Okay, its distance is 24 million light years away. Okay, and it's actually at 24 million light years away. It's actually fairly close compared to some of the galaxies we've looked at. All right. But it's actually kind of a smaller galaxy overall. And the Black Eye Galaxy has this neat little black eye patch feature, which you'll see if you haven't seen it. We're doing 20 seconds at 10,000. So we should get a pretty good view of it, actually. I think 20 seconds is more than enough. Oh, look at that. That is really pretty.
That is really pretty.
Yeah. What do you think of that, Daryl?
I think that's a dark plane.
Yeah, I'd say so. And then there it is, processed, folks. The Black Eye Galaxy right here on SkyTour LiveStream. And, we zoom in and we can actually see this dark lane here And there's another one on the other side here that is kind of tough to see, but all throughout this middle of this disk, you see modeling because there's all this other material. This is a galaxy that has this really spectacular view, and it's very bright, and the dark lane is something you can see in a telescope through the eyepiece. Really is just an incredible view, and I'm very, very happy to bring it to you once again. You know?
That looks like an eyebrow to me.
Yeah, it does look like an eyebrow, frankly. But, you know.
I guess if you turn it upside down, it'd look like a black eye.
Yeah, that's true. So it's the eyebrow galaxy.
Yeah, I'm surprised Stellarium didn't call it that.
Yeah, that's true. Well, very cool. This is just a beautiful galaxy. I'm glad that we could take a look. And actually, we had a little bit of a walk on that last one as well. So I'm going to take us back and just get a perfect shot, if I can.
And do wants you to go through the different shapes of the galaxies again.
Oh, okay, dude.
You might mean like the tight spiral and the
yeah. Well, if you remember, we actually had we did on SkyTour LiveStream at one point. We actually did the our SkyTour Radio. We did the galaxy morphology and the Hubble tuning fork diagram, which told people just how these galaxies are shaped and why. And the answer to your question, Du, is that, or to how these things look, this is a far better view of the galaxy. Look at that.
That's great.
Yeah, and I'll just migrate it here. Hang on, Du, I'll be right with you. There we go. Okay.
See some fainter parts out in the outskirts, too.
Yeah, and I have the colors set up so that this is sort of false color, so we're actually able to see some of the fainter areas here in the outskirts, which we wouldn't otherwise be able to see very well. So basically, galaxies like this one, okay, are spiral galaxies, and there are spirals, okay, and there are elliptical galaxies. That is, everything from almost spheres to oblate spheroids, okay, those are the ellipticals, and then those transform to spirals that actually have arms that are so tight that they're actually called spiral, as in S0. Okay, so that it's actually got a very, very tight wound spiral. And then you have SA, SB, and SC. Okay, SAs are tightly wound spirals, but the arms are very clear. SBs are less tightly wound spirals with very clear arms, and SCs are kind of messy but visible, loosely spiraled arms. Okay, then you have at the bottom end of that tuning fork diagram, because on the left side you have this. These are all the ellipticals over here. This is think of this as a blackboard. Okay, all the ellipticals over here, going from very long lengthwise to very tight. Okay, and circular here, the S0s. Then you have the SA, SB, SCs. Okay. This galaxy here, the black eye, is an SA. Okay, so it's actually very tightly wound. So we look at that, we see that the spiral arms are visible, but they're very, very tightly wound. You can just barely see them. That's what this one is. It's an SA. Okay, so that said, now we look at, from the SA point of view, we then go to SB, which are less tightly wound, and SC, which are even less tightly wound. The Triangulum galaxies in SC, the Andromeda galaxies in SB. Okay, and then we see on the lower part, the lower level of the tuning fork diagram, with the SA, SB, SC up here, we have the capital S, capital B, A, capital S, capital B, B, and capital S, capital B, C. What is that?
Barred spirals?
Yes, barred spirals. And the barred spirals are the ones where in the galaxy you see that you would have a extended nucleus that would kind of go lengthwise a little bit more. And the spiral arms would come off of that. Okay? That's a barred spiral. Our galaxy we used to think was an SB, like Andromeda. but in fact, it's a barred spiral, a capital S, capital B, B or C. We're not even sure if we're a medium, tightly wound spiral or a or loosely bound spiral. So it's more likely that we're probably in sort of something in between. So that's a very interesting facet of all this. And astronomy just brings all the most amazing things to bear, and you get this amazing equipment that you can bring to bear to look at these things. And I like looking at them. So so there you go, dude. If that helps, let me know. If you got more questions, also let me know. And because right now we're going to go look at a globular cluster. We're going to look at M53 right now. All right.
I think Dew sent you a picture. I'm not sure if you saw it or not. They were wondering.
Where'd he send it?
I have no idea.
Dude, where'd you send the picture? Let me know.
I thought it was Dew that mentioned that a while back.
Okay.
If not, someone in chat said they sent Mark a picture and were wondering if he had seen it.
Okay, well, I will certainly... I'm certainly not ignoring anybody. Let me know, though.
Intentionally, anyway.
No. Yeah, not at all. I don't have any reason to hide from anybody at all.
No.
Okay, so this is
a month ago to your email.
Oh, was this to SkyTour Radio?
Possibly.
Okay.
Did we get a picture there?
I will have to look.
I think I remember that.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. We will check into that.
Okay. Well, Amanda, you can probably get into it right now, no? Oh, you didn't forget how. Come on. Oh, look at that. It's M53.
There you go.
SkyTour Radio at kgriradio.com.
Yeah, that's not how we get in, though.
Well, that's the ID, and then you got to come up with the password.
No, that's not how you do it.
You don't remember? I thought you had it written down. I have it written down. I have it written down. Because I knew I had to get into it over and over. I was just in there the other day. I don't know why. Okay, I'm gonna. Okay.
There's something else you have to go into first. It's not Outlook.
No. It's you got to go to the. See, you should have created a bookmark. I thought you had done this.
I did.
Oh, okay.
I don't know where it is.
All right. Daryl, go fix her, please. Okay, so there's M53, and I want to go look now. I really do want to go look at M3. I don't know if we're going to be able to see it with the dome, but maybe.
It's not far from
Round
M53.
cube.
Oh, okay, that's right.
Ah.
Amanda remembers.
I always say to note the difference between the appearance of M53 and M3.
Yep, that's why I took a picture of M53.
M53 is cool, and
yep.
Well, M3 is super cool.
Yep, this is M3, and it's 33,000 light years away. Actually, 34,000. And we're gonna go and check it out, because boy, I'll tell you, it's really pretty.
I've said before, I've wondered before, when Messier was doing his list, did he find the brightest things first, the easiest to see? Like, was there any plan to his search? M1 was the first, of course, and frankly, I don't even remember where M2 is, but M3 here, was this, the first thing he found, and was it easier because it was brighter?
I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know.
Look at
Well,
this beautiful.
I know he missed some good objects, NGC objects, that should have been well within his field of view, or
Yeah.
well within his ability to see.
Well,
Some are brighter than others. That's beautiful.
I like
this
this.
this is Messier 3, and now let's compare it to Messier 53, which is here. And look at this. It's really stunning. Gosh, that's beautiful. Now, here's what's interesting about this. Dee Dee. Hey, hi, Dee Dee. I didn't see you there before. I'm glad you're here.
She was probably lurking.
I'm glad. I'm glad that she hung out. We're looking at stars that are probably nearly as old as the universe itself right here. Stars come and go. I mean, when Lucy, Australopithecus afarensis, was wandering around in Olduvai Gorge just over 4 million years ago, not all the stars in Orion were even in Orion. They hadn't even formed yet. Some of those stars are only a few million years old. And now these stars were there back then, and probably looking very much like this. The globular clusters have some of the oldest stars, known as the population 2 stars, in the entire universe. In galaxies, for some reason, these objects, which orbit whole galaxies, they orbit the galaxies sometimes in like a spherical halo around the galaxy. And they sometimes cross the disk plane and go through the plane, and on the other side, and then they come back up and they cross the plane again and continue their orbital maneuvering. In some cases, they could leave stars behind. In some cases, they could pick stars up, I would think. So, but these clusters are some of the oldest clusters we see, and the stars are all pretty much the same in these clusters. They were all born around the same time, all kind of born in the same place. And you got to imagine that it had to be a very rich and fertile environment for stars to be born, because we know how stars are born. They're born in these nebulae like stellar nurseries. But boy, oh boy, when these were born, there had to be very interesting collections of material that were orbiting galaxies already for these stars to be born in. And so globular clusters to me are among the most fascinating objects in the entire universe. We don't really, understand exactly. We understand a lot about them, but we don't understand exactly why they're there and why they were formed exactly the way they were. I really don't think there's many that can, understand that, Dave Schmidt, glad you're back. Coming on in from lunch and hang out with us for a few minutes. Thanks for coming by again. We're going to be teaching a class for David Schmidt, who is a teacher in Bangkok. And so 12:30 for us is at night is 12:30 in the afternoon for him. So if we were to start teaching at 9 p.m., it'd be 9 a.m. for him. So I promised him that we would do something for him in August, I think, is what you suggested, Dave. And we will definitely do that. I really look forward to that.
Cool. Yeah.
I mean, just imagine, David, going through a class like this one, talking about the stars as we were talking about them. Like these, this star cluster is like one of the oldest star clusters in the universe. And many of these clusters like this are that old. But, boy, I mean, I just can't stop looking at this cluster. It's so beautiful. Look at this.
And with the time difference, what we show them during their day, they can check out later that night.
Yeah, if they have a telescope, though.
Are they in the same hemisphere?
They are in the same hemisphere, but they have a little bit more of the southern sky available to them than we do. David, what's your latitude where you are? I just want to know where he is, basically, latitude-wise.
The word Antipodes comes to mind, but I know if he was really at the Antipodes, he'd be out in the middle of the Pacific Ocean someplace, I guess.
Yeah, no,
But he is
in Bangkok.
about 12 hours away.
He's in Bangkok. But
Not everyone knows their latitude offhand.
David knows his latitude, I guarantee you.
David, are you north or south of the equator? You're just north, aren't you? Close, but north.
Actually, just go look at a map, see where Bangkok is. I think it's actually, I think it's above the equator.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, 15 degrees north. So he's just above the equator. Yep. Okay, cool.
He is about halfway around the world, though.
That's correct. So it's day for him, you know. And you know what? You know, the people who think the Earth is flat, you know, you go to people who are in the southern hemisphere, and you ask them, even if they're flat earthers, you say, which way is Orion sit? And they'll say, well, the bright red stars on the bottom, and the bright blue stars at the other side, on the other end at the top. Okay. Well, up here, the bright red stars at the top, and the bright blue star, Rigel, of course, is on the lower right. And you try to just explain it to people and say, look, why is it upside down? Do you realize that it can't possibly be that way on a flat world? You know. Thanks, David. 13.7 north. Crazy stuff. I'm telling you, there's people out there that think the weirdest things. I don't know why. You know, I don't know why they think these crazy things, but they do. All right, this is beautiful. So, I really, you know, I should probably really just end it here tonight on this. I don't want to, but I gotta get some sleep. It's 12:44 now. But you know what? I had to do it. I have to do it. I have to quit. I don't want to. It's a beautiful night. It's going so well out there. There's so many things I want to see. For crying out loud, Vega's coming up. Cygnus will be up. I mean, if I go all night, I'll get to see the Dumbbell Nebula again. No, I can't do this. I gotta do the doctor.
Oh, come on, Martin.
I'm not gonna go all
No,
night.
don't encourage him.
No, it doesn't take much to encourage me. Trust me.
I'm kidding. I bet you can see him
tomorrow too. So.
I bet you can see M13 now. You might have to move the dome a little bit.
Yeah. Let's go see. Because I think I was.
Well, no, I'm kidding. Please don't do that.
Well, no.
We can look at M13 next time.
Well, I know, because there's Arcturus, and that means that our M13 is right over here.
Yeah, and Hercules.
Yep.
There's the Northern Crown. There's Ophiuchus right there.
And there is the Great Cluster in Hercules.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm bad. I should have kept my mouth shut.
I wonder how that, if we can see that. Well, let's go try it. What do we have to lose? But just more time. All right, let's just go check it out. I think that the telescope, you'll notice, is actually, yeah, it's starting to go toward the dome a little bit. I do see stars, though. Well, I don't know. Here, let's while we're waiting here, let's just go to 4K mode and see if we can see it. Oh, there it is.
Yep.
Okay.
I know you can see M3 in 4K. M13 should jump out a little more so.
I would think so. So let's just bring it over and see just if we can see it. Even better.
No.
Oh boy. There it is.
M13 is the best globular visible from the northern sky, folks.
Well,
Supposedly.
yes, and if we get a nice shot of it, we will compare it to M3.
Super.
But only if we get a nice shot of it. Okay, here we go. First things first, we're gonna drop this down. We're gonna go. We're gonna go 6400 for 20 seconds, because you don't need to do a whole lot with M13. It's very bright. Okay. So here we go. We're underway. We are underway, Captain. Alright, and let's go and see what we've got. It's like fishing. Oh, I can't wait to see what I got into my line. Okay, here we go. Yes, the dome cams are causing me grief. Oh, we have domage. Yeah, see, the dome's a little bit in the way. I don't know, you compare that to this. I don't know.
Well,
I don't know. You tell me. That looks like it could be M13, but it's not. See? That's M13. Of course, we have a little star walk there, But you know what? I'm going to...
You may not be getting the fainter stars there if the dome is obstructing your view.
I know what you're trying to get me to do.
No, I'm not. No. You need to go to bed, Mark.
I know what you're doing here. I know.
I said this whole thing in jest, just, to try to get you to do one more because you had to go to bed. And,
oh, you did not. You won the CM13.
eh,
Hey, look.
well, we could do it in a week or two, and it'll be probably a better primetime view.
Yeah, actually, it's, what are we looking at right here? We are, our thing here we see, well, we're looking at a object that is still fairly low. No, it's not. It's not low. Are we looking... No, this isn't low at all. It's, I'm trying to see the, Oh, okay, I see what's going on there. Okay. I was looking at the scale, so you can see that, it's actually pretty high in the sky right now.
Yeah.
Yep. Actually, it's pretty close to zenith. Okay, let's go check it out. It'll be red. Oh, yeah, but see, even though it's got a little bit of red in it, that's not bad. It really isn't that bad. That's very pretty. If you ignore the red and you compare it to this, okay, which one do you think is best?
I think they're really close.
Aren't they, though?
Yeah, well, you can barely see some of the dimmer stars around M13.
Yeah.
They'd probably stand out more, if the dome wasn't interfering.
Yeah.
And that might make it look a little better. But if I remember correctly, M13 is bigger, more stars than M5 is.
I think
M3.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we can also do this, We can simulate a black and white image. Okay. So that's one way we can look at it, and then look at this one as well. This one has a very bright core, right? And this here has more resolved stars in the core. You can see some fainter stars around the outside of that, and here we see also plenty of fainter stars around the outside, and maybe we're compromised by or crippled by the fact that we've got a little extra dome in the way,
Yeah. Take note of something here. Looking at M3 here first. Down there at about 8 o'clock, there appears to be a sort of a dark lane with like a row of stars to the lower left.
Talking about this
You
one?
see that? Now at right angles to that, a little closer toward the center of the cluster.
Oh, right here.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And if you can go to M13 now, I've been trying to remember this ever since M13 came up. M13 is known for a feature called the propeller, if I remember right. And if you maybe fuzz your eyes out a little bit right there, do you see a propeller shape there again at about 8 o'clock from the center of the cluster? Like 3 lobes, like there's one right there. There's one pointing
2,
up, and
3.
there's one pointing to the lower right.
Looks like you got 1, 2, 3.
Well, anyway, that's a lot of people say they see that when they
Interesting.
eyeball M13. Right
Cool.
there, I see it plainly right there when you're backed out a little bit. One vein of the propeller sticking straight up, and then one to the lower left
Oh, yeah.
and one to the lower right.
Yeah, I see that now.
Yeah, it's called the propeller.
Yeah, here's the one sticking up. There's the one to the left. Yeah, this is just you know, the pareidolia thing taking over here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and this isn't even this isn't even a properly done shot. I need to take one more. You know.
I'm feeling worse by the minute. You need to go to bed, Mark,
Why are you feeling worse by the minute? You sick?
because I'm keeping you up.
Oh, I
Yeah.
see what you're saying.
I'm retired. I can stay up all night if I want to.
Oh, okay. Yes, you can, and you do, and you have.
I have.
I think he still
tried-
goes to bed earlier than I do, because there's a
Well,
time
that's
difference
true.
between him and I.
Oh, this is beautiful now. Look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
That's one to save future reference.
Yeah. So you can zoom way in, and you can see now how the dome's interfering with the seeing. Plus, the seeing makes the stars not look like little proper pinpoints as they should be.
Mhm.
You only see them when you're farther out, you know. But we actually are getting a nice. The focus is better. The collimation of the scope is far better than it was. The collimation is the way the mirrors are aligned to each other, but. All right. Well, you know what? This is I think the star of the night. This guy right here. This is our evening star. This is the one that made it worth the trip. Right there. What do you think, huh?
Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, no, this is really good, and I like the fact that we could. Gosh, that's so pretty. Let me just do one last thing here. Let me see if we can. Let's see if we can get this looking a little bit better still. And by the way, folks, thank you for coming out and hanging out for a while. This was a lot of fun with you guys. All right, let's okay. See, we can do ultra high contrast, or we can drop it down low, or do
That
something.
really shows that dark patch.
Yeah. Which way?
Just a little bit. Yeah, right there.
Yeah. So the propeller. I'm sorry, this is M53.
Oh yeah. Well, I noted M3 or 53.
M3. I'm sorry. M3.
Okay. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm looking at the YouTube page. Yeah, I still see it though. There, at about 8 o'clock, there's a
Yep.
little row of stars to its outside.
Yep.
Kind of a dark band running toward the upper left.
Like right there. You see it like right here. And there's the stars. Beautiful. Wow. Alright guys, well look, I'm going to call it for the night. We've done 2 hours 18 minutes.
Before you go.
Yes?
No, just joking.
Oh, you were?
Yeah,
Oh.
I didn't
I was
want
like,
anything.
yeah,
I
yeah.
just wanted to panic you. Just one more, just one more.
No, but as your hair was like, yeah. You know. All right, I gotta get my coat on. That's a great way to leave you tonight, and it's a beautiful view. Thanks, guys, for coming out on behalf of myself and Amanda, and of course Daryl. Thank you for joining us and hanging with us. I look forward to seeing you again next time, and I just want to thank you, one and all, for coming out and checking out SkyTour LiveStream. So, you have a good evening, and I'll talk to you the next clear night. Good night, folks.
Night,
Night, everybody. Thanks for having me, Mark.
Absolutely. Good night, everybody.